The doors of the upscale seaside restaurant swung open as the midday sun poured in, and with it came a storm of anger that seemed to follow one man alone. Rashid Al-Hamir, an Arab billionaire known across continents for his sharp mind and sharper temper, stood rigid near the exit, his expensive suit creased by tension rather than movement. Lunch was supposed to be a brief escape from boardrooms and betrayal, but instead it had reminded him why he trusted no one. His business partner had just humiliated him over the phone, a deal had collapsed, and the service at the restaurant had been painfully slow. Rashid was done with the noise, the smiles, the empty apologies. He was leaving, convinced that the world only took and never gave back. Before the story goes any further, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the idea that one small moment can change a life, take a second right now to like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to the channel Thirds of Kindness. Your support helps keep stories like this alive. Rashid's life had not always been filled with luxury. As a child growing up near the desert outskirts of Muscat, he had known hunger, loss, and the quiet shame of being invisible. He built his empire from nothing, brick by brick, deal by deal, but somewhere along the way, the softness of his heart had hardened. Success demanded armor, or so he believed. By the time he reached the restaurant door, the man he had become felt far removed from the hopeful boy he once was. Across the dining room, under the bright light of large windows and the soft hum of daytime chatter, stood a young waitress named Billionaire. She had noticed Rashid from the moment he arrived, not because of his wealth, but because of the sadness that clung to him like a shadow. Aliyah was new to the job, balancing work with caring for her ailing mother back home. Every tray she carried felt heavier than it should, but she smiled anyway, believing that kindness was the one thing no one could take from her. As Rashid reached for the door handle, something unexpected happened. From behind him, a calm, respectful voice spoke in fluent Arabic, gentle yet firm, asking him to wait just a moment. The words cut through the noise of the restaurant like a breeze through heat. Rashid froze. In a place where he expected rehearsed politeness and shallow courtesy, hearing his native language spoken with sincerity struck him deeply. He turned slowly, his anger colliding with confusion. Aliyah stood there, her hands slightly trembling, but her eyes steady. She spoke not as an employee fearing a complaint, but as a human recognizing another human's pain. She expressed regret for his experience, not in scripted phrases, but with words that carried understanding. She mentioned patience, dignity, and the way difficult days sometimes arrive all at once, testing even the strongest souls. There was no accusation in her tone, only empathy. For Rashid, time seemed to stretch. Memories surfaced of his mother speaking Arabic softly when he felt defeated as a boy, reminding him that storms pass and hearts must remain open. He realized that no one had spoken to him like this in years, without fear or expectation. The anger that had driven him toward the exit began to dissolve, replaced by a tightness in his chest he had long ignored. Rashid returned to his table, not because of the food, but because something inside him had shifted. As he ate, he observed the restaurant through new eyes, noticing the effort behind every movement, the quiet struggles hidden behind polite smiles. Aliyah continued her work, unaware that her simple act of courage was rewriting a chapter of a stranger's life. When Rashid finally left, the sun still high in the sky, he felt lighter. Before walking out, he made a decision that surprised even himself. He quietly arranged for a generous tip, along with support for the restaurant staff and a donation to a local fund that helped families like Aliyah's. It was not charity fueled by guilt, but gratitude born from connection. Just before the end of this story, take a moment and comment below the word kindness if you believe one small act can change a life. As Rashid stepped into the daylight, he realized that wealth had never been his greatest power. It was the ability to listen, to feel, and to remember where he came from. If this story touched your heart in any way, please like, comment, and share this video so more people can be reminded that compassion still exists. Sometimes all it takes is one voice, spoken from the heart, to stop someone from walking away forever.